this is Katie Sawyer, and this is my final ENVS 499U portfolio. This class was about doing a service learning project for the local Happy Valley Elementary School, and our class aimed to teach that class about wetlands. So in this final portfolio, I'm basically going to go over my personal reflections of the quarter, how I think I did, how I think our group did, what our group project was, and just any miscellaneous that I think is important to show how I feel about the quarter as a whole and what we and I accomplished. So first is personal reflections. I first want to talk about two readings. We did a lot of readings this quarter, some of which didn't really affect me as much. Being an ESI major, I knew a lot of what we were talking about, and others really affected me and I know I'm going to take with me in the future. The first reading that I really enjoyed was from week 2, and it was about place-based education. So this reading really affected me because it was a concept that I felt was needed, but I never really heard it put into terms. Place-based education is where instead of teaching kids just right out of the book all of these scientific processes and terms, you go out and utilize the community and their actual natural processes, and it helps to make kids and students realize that, you know, what you learn in class isn't just meant for the classroom. You can apply it anywhere and you can apply it locally. Another reading that really affected me was from week 8, and that was the last reading we did, and it was titled Challenges of Short-Term Service Learning Projects. So I think that reading really affected me because it was the last week. We had just finished our quarter and our project, and then it's a reading about the negative aspects of service learning and how when it's such a short time period you can't really affect the kids, and sometimes it almost is worse off, or teachers and students are worse off because the students are left off feeling abandoned and the teachers feel like they've wasted their time. So I felt like that was an important reading because it made me reflect a lot on myself and wonder, hey, did what we do really affect the kids? And even though the reading was pretty negative, I think our class as a whole still decided that what we did was beneficial to those students because they ended up learning a lot about wetlands and they were really excited at the last project to pull them out, or to pull out ENVS. So I really do think what we did helped those kids, and I think it helped us as students at Western because we were able to function as groups and accomplish a successful service learning project in our eyes. Class activities that really affected me. The first activity that I would say I enjoyed the most and learned a lot with my peers in this class was when we pulled out ENVS out at the Arboretum together. I really enjoyed this activity and I guess assignment for all of us because we really got together, and I feel like it's when I really started to get to know my peers and do something outside of the classroom. And it was also really beneficial for me because a few weeks before, well, I guess the quarter before, a few months before, my class in a previous class had done a work party there too, and coming back this quarter and seeing that what we had done was still intact really helped. So it was a bit of a reflection. Another reflection or activity I really enjoyed was when we all drew faces about how we were feeling throughout the quarter. So this was in week 6, and this was right after my group had done their project out at Happy Valley Elementary. And at this time, I wasn't really sure how I felt about the class. I was kind of feeling upset because after going with my group, I didn't know if we had really accomplished much. I had the feeling that maybe the kids didn't actually consume what we had taught them. It's not that we didn't teach them anything, but I was just scared they wouldn't be able to retrieve it later on, even if they had a ton of fun with us. So here's a little memento of that, and here's my face project. And you can kind of see, I'll bring it up. I look happy, but I'm also a little just blank, unsure if what we have done has really been affecting the kids. The final assignment that I really enjoyed doing in class was our road maps with our groups. And this was a really great day. We turned on some good music and we just deliberated as a group how our quarter went, and we came up with creative ideas to display that as a metaphor to the class. And we chose like a paramedic car, an ambulance to go on a roller coaster to describe what we had experienced, and it was just a lot of fun. I hadn't laughed as much as I laughed on that last day, and I think it's because that day we had relieved stress, we knew we were finished, we were happy about what we accomplished, and it was just a really good way to reflect on what we've done as a team. The next topic I'm going to discuss is group project my group project specifically. So we were the first group to go. My group consisted of me, Keelan, Chelsea, Maddie, and Lindsay, and we were assigned to teach the kids about wetlands. To just introduce the topic, we didn't really know what the kids knew about wetlands to begin with. We knew they knew what a habitat was, but that was about it. So it was really challenging to not only get enough information in about what we thought wetlands were, but to make it simple enough for second graders to learn. So what we decided to do with our lesson out plan was we basically created a PowerPoint which illustrated our 5 main key factors of a wetland to the students. In that PowerPoint, when we were in class, we did some class activities with Keelan and Lindsay to show how wetlands are sponges and how wetlands filter water, and the kids really enjoyed that. After we did the PowerPoint, we went outside in separate groups based on those functions. We gave kids journals to fill out what they saw at Happy Valley and how it related to the specific function their group was in. And then after we spent some time there and kids got a feel of their specific function, we came back to the class and we had each of the students present what they learned with their journal. So this, I feel, was a really good tactic. We were very organized when it came to time, and we knew exactly what we wanted to teach the kids. We knew exactly how we wanted to do it. We even gave them journals so they could have more of a tactile experience. Though I feel our project was successful, there is one major change that I would tell my past self now knowing how the project went, and that would have been not to split necessarily into 5 groups each based on a function, because there were definitely some kids who really gravitated towards certain functions that we had taught them with the PowerPoint. And I know with my group, when we went out to Happy Valley and we were trying to focus on our function, it was really hard for the kids to focus and they really wanted to learn about the other functions. So I wish we would have thought about that and not really have restricted their learning so much to one function based on their specific group. But other than that, I really did enjoy our project. And I think it was very successful because the next group came to us after their project, and they said the kids were really able to retrieve a lot of the information we taught them, which was really beneficial, not only to them, but to me to hear that. I kind of was the leader for the beginning part. I kind of made sure everybody got together. I started with the phone calls and the texts and setting up a library meeting, getting a room for us. With that though, after we had set up and kind of established meeting times and what we were going to do, we were all pretty equal in what we contributed to the group. I did though take all of the pictures for the PowerPoint, and that was really fun because me and Maddie went out to Happy Valley and we actually took pictures together, and that was very fun. And then I also made name tags and helped with the journals. And I actually have my name tag that I saved as a little memento, and I'm going to wear that for the rest of this video because I guess it's kind of sentimental. But yeah, these name tags were really fun to make, and the kids really liked them, I guess, because they could see my name and the rest of our team members' names. Finally, my favorite moment of the project was being outside with the kids. They loved it so much. Their eyes just lit up when we got into the Conley Creek, and though it was kind of crazy and really stressful because it was hard being in charge of that many kids and just being scared someone was going to run off, it was my favorite moment, just because I knew the kids were going to remember this for the rest, I don't want to say for the rest of their lives, but for a really long time, because I remember field trips like that when I was in elementary school, and they really stuck with me. So it was really exciting to me to know I was going to be a part of those kids' memories. I'm really happy with how all of my group members participated. I felt like we all did something and nobody was slacking and nobody was riding on the curtails of other people's hard work. I guess though I'll start out with Maddie. Maddie did everything we asked her to. She came with me to take pictures. She was really involved in the library meeting where we made our lesson plan. There was nothing negative to say about Maddie's contribution to the group. Lindsay, also the same with Maddie. She took on anything that was asked of her. She specifically did her portion of the journals, as did everybody else. We each made 5 journals for our kids. Another thing I think Lindsay did that took things to the next level was she did an activity in class with the groups to teach them about water filtration, and I thought that was really cool of her to do. Besides just talking, she came up with an idea to show. Keelan, I think Keelan, if there was the top leader, I think it would be Keelan. Not that she did more work than anybody else, but I think she was kind of there for anybody else to pick up their slack. So that was really nice. She helped Lindsay a lot when it came to printing, because Keelan actually set up the printing for the journals, which sounds like a silly concept, but printing them correctly in the right order with like flipping and then folding diagonally so they would cut out right was actually kind of challenging. That took us a long time, embarrassingly enough, but Keelan helped everybody else figure it out, because I was kind of too busy to come and help everybody, so that was nice. And then Chelsea, she, did what she was asked. She was there for the projects and she really helped out. I would say cumulatively, everybody in the project, no one did less or more than another. We all kind of did our role because we split our project up into separate functions and we each were in charge of those functions. So it's really hard to say anybody did more than the other. When it came to myself, I think I did a lot with the project besides just capturing my role and making sure that the kids were going to learn that through my chunk of the PowerPoint or through my journals that I was creating. I think I did a lot because I also took all of the pictures for the PowerPoint. I revised the PowerPoint for everybody. I was mainly the leader when it came to texting everybody, getting everybody together, figuring out times, reserving library rooms for us to do our project in. So when it comes to that, I would say I did have a big role, and I'm really proud of myself for doing this, for taking that role, because normally I'm not as willing to be outgoing and pushing towards people, but I think it really benefited us because we were the first group, and it came really fast and there was no time to screw around. So yeah, we just had to be like, let's go, let's do this, even though it seems like just the first week of the quarter, we got to make our project. So overall, I would really want to leave you with that this project really did change the way I view service learning and place-based education, and the way I view myself. I'm normally really a type A type of person, and I need structure, and I need to be told what to do, and I need to know the inputs, the tools, and the outputs for when I'm in class generally. This class was much different than my other classes. I've never been in a class where it's left really up to us to see how the class was going to be. And that was hard at the beginning. I remember feeling like I didn't really know what we were doing and kind of like running around like with chickens and their heads cut off. That's kind of the feeling I had the first couple weeks, especially since we're just a class that meets once a week. It was really hard to like really get involved. But I think after my project with my group, and after going out to Happy Valley, and after pulling out invasive weeds in the Arboretum with my group, I really started to love this class and love getting together with my group. It may not have seemed like it, but I really did enjoy it.